everyone, my name's Susie, and today we're going to have a debate again. And this debate topic is super interesting. So here we go. The debate topic for today is: should survival skills be put in the school schedule as a subject in primary school? So I think yes. So here we go. First idea is that a survival skill is the most important thing that you ever need in your life. If you don't even have survival skills, how could you survive, right? So they're called survival skills because they're the skills that we need to survive. So let's go to some ideas now. Survival skill, here we go. Survival skills include so many things like cooking, sewing, even wrapping the band-aids and when we get hurt. So these are so important when we get hurt or when we need it, like that. So these things are the things that we needed. So if we can cook, if we know how to cook, we could cook our food on our own and cook our favorite too. Help the family more, like you could design some new clothes to save some money instead of buying them. Or if you ever get hurt but there's no grown-up around to help you bandage it, you can bandage it by your own and the wound will heal on its own if you do it too. Is that this survival skills, now we don't call it a subject, but we call it another kind of subject that is included in the ethics subjects. The ethics subjects has including about how feelings, how to keep, so many things, but including there's a survival skill too. Survival skills, sometimes I think that we learn a lot. So if schools organize it once a week, probably the students might enjoy class of all. And also, they could get to experience it. Not just listen to a boring video all day, but they could experience it on their own. So I know that students love to experience things. And some teachers don't know that. They think they keep giving us reasons that schools don't let us do that. But actually, if you just ask them, they might let you. So it's like that. Here we go. The third one is that many supplies at school are useful for students who are learning ethics subjects. If we learn ethics subjects more and more by day, or maybe little by little every day, we'll grade a small library in our brain so we could know much more about survival skills, and you could even do it by yourself. So a teacher in a class could show you a video to demonstrate it, but you don't understand how it works yet. You only see how it works. You see the tools, you know what tools you use, but you don't know how to hold it correctly, use it correctly. They might explain it there, but we will understand. So if we get a chance to do it by ourselves, we could have a creative mind and also intelligence with form. We could take our things back and show our parents or gift it them as a present, because that's the things that you need to know. Sewing a dress, a small dress for maybe your dolls, or cooking. That's one of the examples, right? Or making small little snacks like that. It's okay. It doesn't matter how big it is. So fourth and last idea is that you have to make the schedule available for these ethics subjects. So for example, in the morning, you could learn these things to start off the day with a happy note. And in the afternoon, you could start with some important subjects like Vietnamese, math, English, and etc., like that. And by the time you finish, you feel great, no pressure at all. It's not like that we had to learn two whole morning and afternoon about these important things, right? But we get to have fun. In the morning, you start to learn ethics first so that you can remember it. And in the afternoon, you start to learn math, Vietnamese, and other important subjects. That will give them a better chance of not having to stress out or have anxiety. So that must be better, right? Everyone will look forward to school and no one will want to be lazy. So in conclusion, I think that we should have the life skills into a subject and we should learn it every day, and the school should make it into a subject that is important, like math, Vietnamese, and English, etc. like that. It should make it like that. Even art, they should make it. That's a work of art too. So if we start in the morning and in the afternoon, that will be a great schedule to start off. And I hope that the school will start organizing these things so that the students will have a environment where they can learn, have fun, and love, and always be happy in their life. So that's the end of my speech. Thank you for listening. So thank you for your lovely speech, my friend. And now I think that you're correct, but I disagree totally with you because survival skills are important. I know it's very important, but don't you think that if we spend too much time on those, what will our parents think of our academics performance, right? So let's go to our first idea. Here we go. It's that life skills, I know they're very important, but do you think that they're very expensive? So let's just imagine. So every day, every morning of the week, every school year, you have an ethics class in the morning and you get to participate in it. Don't you think that the materials that we need to do it will be kind of expensive? And also, do you think that parents have to pay more money if the students want to learn it? But if the parents won't pay it, that means that the students won't get to learn it, and that will be unfair. Secondly, is that life skills. Life skills are very important that we need it every day in our lives, but why don't we do it at home? Our parents are experts, so why don't we learn it from them instead of just going to school? When we go home, you could start by sewing things, designing things, instead of just buying your own clothes. Thirdly, is that kids are still small. They're just kids. They don't know. Maybe they don't have steady hands yet, or probably they don't have responsibility to do big things or survival skills. Like when they cut themselves, they think that wrapping a bandage, they just need to wrap it, but they don't know what's the right thing to do. That will cause the wound to be worse. So what about cooking? Cooking, there's pots, pans, and a pot fire. So don't you think that if the kids aren't very responsible, they will put themselves in danger by themselves if the schools provided like that? And fourthly is that a whole class, 14 to 39 students or more than that, how could one teacher keep an eye on everyone in the class, right? And some of the students in the class might misbehave and start wiggling around with the things that aren't very safe for you or me at all. So don't you think that they'll put the others in danger and put themselves in danger? One teacher can't keep an eye on every student, right? Fifthly is that it's very rare to find a cooking teacher in our school. Probably a chef at my school could cook it, but she probably won't have time to, cook, to teach us cooking all day long. And also probably you might be thinking that if we cook, we could eat that food that we cook for lunch. But do you think that if we cook it badly, we will have a bad food? So the sixth idea, here we go. The sixth and the final last idea of today's debate is that, so at school, there are many competitions, even exams, final exams, midterm exams like that are coming up very fast. If you don't start learning, but you think that a survival skills lesson, ethics subject are the main parts, important subjects like math, Vietnamese, and English, etc. like that, you are completely wrong. We can't put those things into it, like PE. Sometimes we don't even get to learn it because everyone's so focused on math, Vietnamese, and English. These are the three main subjects that we always need to learn because these things are academics performance. If our academics performance are good, we'll have more achievements in the future. But if we think that survival skills are more important than academics performance, you are totally wrong because every job not just don't just need survival skills, but also need academics performance. If you don't have academics performance, you won't have great achievements and your midterm exams will be failing. And that will cause you to be sad, right? But you won't have any achievements at all. So that's why I think that we shouldn't put the ethics subjects into the important subjects like math, Vietnamese, and English, etc. So that cannot be right at all. But a way for us to both learn it is that we have to know that we have to tell our schools that we have to balance it, balance the subjects that we learn. If we balance both the life skills and the subject that we learn, we'll be great students, both good at life skills and both good at academics performance. Don't you think that you're completed, right? So I think that's very correct. In conclusion is that I know life skills are very important for us and everyone around and in our daily lives, but putting these life skills into a subject, into the important part of the subject, it's the things that we cannot do at all. So that's why at schools, people don't really pay much attention to these subjects. But that will not cause us to have any harm, but never mind at all. Also, at least at the school let us, and it's the things that we must do. We could see that it was an important subject in the school lessons, okay? Thank you for your speech, and now I would like to ask a question to you. So, do you think that in life, when you meet difficulty, but you don't learn survival skills at all, how could you know what to do when you meet the difficulty there? So that was a lovely question, my friend, and now I would like to answer it and reply to all of you to listen. So you asked me that if we meet difficulty in life, but if we don't learn survival skills, what will I do? So definitely that. So let's start with the not affordable one. So if I were poor, I would have to learn from my parents and save more money. And if I could afford it, I could go to clubs that teach students how to cook and other life skills that are very important in life and in our surroundings and life too. So do you think that will be much better than just going to school and learning it? I will love your speech, my friend. And now I would like to ask you a question of myself. So, do you think that if we learn the survival skills in school, parents would have to make more money and put more money into our, our school and it's more expensive like that, right? It's more expensive if we learn at school because the main question is that do you think it's very unfair because some students are very poor and they can't afford to pay the money so that they can learn survival skills, and that means that they can't learn it. So do you think that it's very bad? I would like to reply to your question, my friend. It was a really interesting question. Thank you for that. And now I would like to answer it for all of you to hear. So you asked me that if we learn survival skills at school and we get to participate in them, won't the parents have to pay more money? Well, I think yes, but we are learning in a very big class, and a class at least it has 40 people, or the least could be 39 like that, right amount. Not too big or not too large and not too small at all. So it's kind of like that. So if we learn at school, it will be more convenient because in the morning, your parents just drop you at school. After that, you go to participate in survival skills. After that, you study important subject, and that will save time because if you learn outside, like in clubs, for example, your parents have to drive you all the way around and around. That will waste a lot of time. Why not just study at school instead of just going around to other classes, right? That's my idea. What do you think?